An old hermit from China warns the ancient gods are awakening and the great judgment is coming. News reached online forums that a mysterious hermit has appeared in China who went out to the people with one purpose: to warn about future events, which consist in the awakening of the ancient gods on earth. Many passers-by did not bother with the elder and ignored him, but there were also those who were interested in his words and decided to listen to his warning. And the elder's warnings were simple. The old gods are awakening, he said. One family invited the elderly man to live with them for some time, and at the same time tell about everything in more detail. As his warning sounded painfully mysterious in modern times, soon he decided to unveil the details of his story, shocking the whole family. As it turned out, the hermit devoted his whole life to the development of the body and mind, practicing Qigong. For decades he trained alone until he reached the stage where he was able to draw information from an immense source, which is now called the information field of the universe. It took another couple of decades to get comfortable in this field and learn how to receive small parts of the necessary information from it. The man assumed that his life would end in solitude and training, but fate had a different path in store for him, as he understood that he had to warn people about upcoming events that could lead our civilization to annihilation. One day, while meditating, he felt someone tried to contact him telepathically. It was an extremely powerful impact, the analog of which he had never experienced before. He could not hold out for even a minute under the pressure of someone else's will, thereby opening a channel of communication with a mysterious stranger. He received a message that spoke of the awakening of the ancient gods from a deep hibernation and testing humanity for readiness for some incomprehensible event. The message said that humanity has 15 years to prepare until they are finally awakened, and then the great judgment is coming. The hermit was greatly surprised by the message, but still tried to control himself. The elder did not immediately believe in the message he received and spent several years searching the information field for at least some clues about it. He managed to pick up a few stubble signals somewhere deep underground, and when checking the field he discovered that the mysterious gods did not actually leave the earth in ancient times. Having added the facts, he realized that the gods hid somewhere in the bowels of the planet and fell into some kind of hibernation. The elder also realized that the so-called ancient gods were far from being who they claimed to be. They turned out to be entities from another dimension, who managed to materialize their consciousness in the physical shell of our universe. The creatures figured out how to develop at the expense of people, and therefore created humanity in antiquity as a kind of a food for further development, development. And then they hibernated to gain strength and give people time to increase their numbers. Now is the time when the ancient gods are beginning to awaken, and some kind of great judgment will follow. As the hermit said, a mysterious process will be hidden beneath the court, where time-forgotten beings will devour most of humanity for their own selfish purposes. In the end, they will leave a small part of the population and again fall into hibernation. But for our civilization, this will be the end and a new beginning. But do we want such a formidable reset? The elder claimed that he had the mission of enlightening people about future events, but as it turned out, they did not want to listen to him. The hermit added that over the next 10 years he will try to pinpoint the location of at least one of the ancient gods, and with this data turn to the government for assistance. If this does not help, then he will resign himself to fate and will only be an observer of things to come. This was the warning given to the world by an old hermit from China. Thus the great harvest has already begun. Otherworldly entities feed on human emotions, wars, loss of life, injustice, everything that evokes vivid feelings in us and makes us feel strongly, gives them the energy that they receive from humanity. I guess they're like something like energy vampires. Human civilization is being used, but not in the way that people use their garden. Rather, it's like keeping a fire in the fireplace. The owners turn the logs over with a poker so that they burn better and provide the necessary heat. These are monsters from another dimension, and people are food for them. At this time, the monsters are hungry and they want to eat their food multiplied during their sleep. They also like to call themselves gods that they never were. And these sleeping gods could well be in Antarctica, and either they are sleeping or they have begun to wake up. Antarctica, as we know, is closed for this reason too, since it's not known what to prepare for mankind. This is on Solask. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.